All right, guys, welcome back to another one. Yeah, so I figured I would touch base. Had a little side project going on that I wanted to take care of before I finished up the paint correction process. So we're almost done. I had to order one more thing in. We got the ceramic coating on. Now all we need is the EXO, the hydrophobic like top coat on it. While I'm waiting on something to come in for that, I figured I'd mess around with something else because, hey, I can't help myself. I had already lowered the front end. It's at a point where I'm pretty sure I like where it's at, but the back end I hadn't lowered yet. So I'm going to lower the back end. While I'm back down here, I'm going to swap out for just some standard brakes for right now. And then as we were having that discussion, you know, a couple videos ago, I have to make that decision on whether or not I want to do, you know, like endless brakes, you know, go to a big brake kit that way, maybe do NSX brakes or something like that. So until I get to that point, of course, I want to make sure it's safe. I'm going to throw some new brakes on for now. We'll run these and then, you know, we'll figure that out, whether or not that's this year or next year. But like, here, look, that's, yeah, I mean, that's what was on it. So it needed just a basic fresh update for right now. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to run you through the process. I don't know that I've really showed you the wheels yet. So let me make the adjustment. We'll get it down on the ground where we want it. And then I'll do a walk around with the wheels on it and the new lowered height and everything else. I mean, if you guys have done coilovers before, adjusting the height's really not that bad. I had to, where'd they go? I had to go get some universal spoons because I didn't get the Tein spoons with the car, and I just didn't get them ordered off you can order them a bunch of different places. Like Evasive has them. I've even ordered them from like Amazon before. But these, I got a full set, like a huge set of these. So like anytime I ever need to do any coilover again, I should have like all the different, you know, variations that I need. So adjusting coilovers really isn't that hard. If they already have the preset and you don't have to, not preset, preload, sorry. You guys are already killing me in the comments on that one. If it has a separate preload and height adjustment, it makes it super easy because then it's not just a matter of like shortening or adjusting the preload to shorten the car. You know, you get to actually just leave the preload where it's at and then adjust the height, you know, by going up and down that way. So that's the way the Tein works. These are Flex Zs. And it's super easy. So like, let me see if I can show you real quick. Let me flip you guys around. So like super easy. So you don't have to adjust these because this right here is your preload going up to this, going up here. So this adjusts preload here. I'm gonna assume, because the car drove really well, that this was set correctly. That tightens on that. Your lower one right here, this is the one you loosen, and then once you loosen it, you can spin this whole assembly. And when you spin the whole assembly, it runs this down into here or up if you're going to go higher. So we're going to do that. I'm going to adjust it. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. And then if I like the way this side looks, I'll make my measurement from here to here. And I mean, you can measure from here to here, whichever way you like better. But I'm going to measure, you know, the flat to the flat or the flat to the top edge. Well, it doesn't matter as long as you get the same measurement. We'll cross that over to the other side. And then once it's on the ground, we'll move it forward and backwards a little bit, make sure it settles and it looks right. And then we'll go from there. So I'm excited to get it. I'm excited to get it lowered where it's supposed to be. I'm not sure if the owner that had it before had it at a higher ride height because that's what they needed for clearance, or if it was something maybe they adjusted before they put it on the ship. I doubt it though, but you never know. Maybe they did. But we'll make that adjustment. We'll get it down on the ground where it's supposed to be. We'll get these new brakes on it, and then we'll see how it looks. Don't kill me in the comments because I haven't done the front brakes yet. I've only got the rear brakes in, so we're going to do those. If you guys are Honda fans and know, you know these stupid little screws right here that go right there and never want to come out, you know, after you get them put in. But yeah, look, I was able to get them out without destroying them. Little impact screwdriver works really well for that. But that's just one of those fun things about working on Hondas, I guess. I mean, I've owned like 4 of these little impact things that I get from the local parts store, lose them, let somebody borrow them, and then they're gone forever. But I'll put the screws back in like you're supposed to, and then hammer them in place so they never come in. I have to drill them back out next time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But I will snug them and everything else just to keep the rotor, you know, put where it's supposed to be. Let me get this side all put together. We'll get the height done. I'll show you a little bit on the other side when I move over to that side. And then we'll get the car sitting down where it's supposed to be, and hopefully it'll be at the ride height that we like. If not, we put it up, we do it again, put it up, do it again, you know, until you get that ride height, the joy of a coilover. Now, we're not doing yet, we're not doing corner balancing. So we're not dropping it on scales. If you guys don't know what corner balancing is, I could spend the next 2 hours in this video talking about corner balancing. If I get the car corner balanced, get a set of scales. I might even do it myself. It's kind of fun. You put weight in. You put weight in the driver's seat, or put weight where the car is going to have weight in it. You drop it down, and your whole goal is to basically make it 50-50 if that's what you're going for. So at each corner you have the exact same weight, and then it's these just small little precise like adjustments to each corner. So where you thought it looked perfect, and it probably did. You know, your one corner will come up just a quarter, your front will go up this or go down this, and then it's not perfectly like height-wise, left to right, front to back, but it helps adjust the weight from left, you know, from front to back, left to right, to get you that corner balance. That was a quick corner balance explanation. But you gotta make sure you got weight in the car, so whatever your weight is, you know, you gotta drop that in the seat because that makes a difference too. And then, of course, race alignment. You know, who cares about how long your tires last as long as they perform on the track, right? All right, let me get back to this. Let me get all this stuff locked down. We'll move to the other side, and then, you know, I really just want to get it on the ground and show you just how good this looks with the Advans on it. All right, let me cut. We'll get this knocked out, and we'll keep going. All right. All right, guys, so what do you think? Think these Advans look good on this car or what? Man, I'm super happy about it. So I did a height adjustment. I showed you guys a little bit. I mean, I guess the value of what the height difference in between really doesn't necessarily matter because each one of you will set up your own car, set up your coilovers your own way. I think I'm gonna like the height that I have in the rear right now. If I take it out and I drive it, I'll see what it looks like. And then of course, in that off chance I actually have rear passengers, or I even have some rear cargo and there's a little extra weight in it, I wanted to give myself a little bit of space. So I'll have to drive it. I'll see what it does. See how it reacts. You know, going down the road and everything else, and see how it reacts when you put people in it. Because I mean, we've all done it. Had a super lowered car, threw some people in the back, and every time you hit a bump, all you hear was the tires scraping and everything else. So you end up with that little clearance on the sidewall. You guys know what I'm talking about. But anyways, so I did my height. It's kind of my style. I have the front just a hair below kind of the rear, I guess, is the best way to explain it. So the front, I have like just under or right about a finger gap, and then in the rear I have a finger gap. So the fronts are just a hair lower. And again, it'll be the same thing. I'll take it out, I'll drive it, I'll, you know, go shoot it at a couple shows and everything else and see if that's really the way I, you know, the way I want it to look, the way I want it to sit. You know, that's the joys of having a coilover. You know, if you don't, you take it in, you raise it. If you don't, you take it, you lower it, you know, and then in the end, if you're doing a bunch of track stuff and everything else, you can corner balance with them, you know, and they're just, I don't know. I got nothing against springs. If you know that there's a set height, you get the spring ratio that you want, and springs work for you, that's great. But the flexibility of a good set of coilovers, one for height, and then two later as you kind of step up and you do your progression into the coilovers, then for dampening, huge difference. So, like I said, I still got to do front brakes. It'll probably be like an OEM Plus initial, just let's get going, make sure it's safe, everything else, and we'll clean up what's on these. I'm going to take you over. I'm going to show you the rotors that I took off, the rears, because not only were there like heat spots on them, but there were stress cracks in them. I found like a little stress crack on the outside, but I flipped one over and had like 3 stress cracks already through it. So, you know, it definitely needed to be done. Anytime you get a car, anytime you get a used car, you know, a new used car, however you want to put that, it doesn't matter where you get it from. I always do brakes and I always do fluid. Like I put my own pads on it, put my own rotors on it. Even if they look new, I still put all my own stuff on it. Just, you know, for that peace of mind. And especially like a brake flush. And then you take it out, you bed the pads, everything else, and then you know you actually have the proper braking that you need. So, sits right. It's got a good, you know, OEM style, OEM Plus style set of brakes on it for now. You guys, let me know what you think. The wheels and the tires got a little treatment. So they're both Geotechnic, which, man, I should get a sponsorship at this point. I'll have to reach out to them. Well, you know, if you guys see this and you want to sponsor me, let me know. But so I did do the ceramic coating on the wheels, which is their, here, let's see if you guys can see it, the C5 right here. So that's C5 ceramic coating for the wheels. We did that. It's white wheels. Like, you got to do something. I'll literally take it around the block, and depending on how aggressive my brake pads are, you guys know, you'll have brake dust, everything else, all over the wheels, just to and from going to shows. And then if you have a super aggressive set and you go to the track, that's the worst, because then they cake on and everything else. So the having the ceramic coat on them is going to make a huge difference, especially on a white wheel. And then, I mean, because I'm using all their other stuff, their products have been great so far, and they got recommended to me. So I kind of went down the line. I'm testing everything out. If you guys want to know, I can do updates later. But so on the tires, I did just the tire dressing, and it's not too glossy. It's not like slick or like gel slimy or anything. It lays on real nice and it looks good. Initially, it looks kind of shiny when you first put it on, but then after that, it just looks like clean rubber. So as long as you're not looking for like that super, super high gloss, this will work great. So this is, let's see if it'll pull up. This is their tire dressing here. So we're using that. And like I said, it's doing great. So it looks really good. Man, my camera, there we go. All right. So it looks really good and everything else. If you guys like it, again, I kind of went down the line for the Geotechnic stuff. There's a couple retailers you can get it from. I just got mine from Amazon. Again, I'm not sponsored or anything else. I'm just running through some products that were recommended to me, and I wanted to kind of see how they did. You guys, what do you think of the height? Do you guys like the height? Do you like it tucked more? Do you like it up a little, you know, higher, closer to OEM? You know, I'm running a 205, 205/50? Is that what I'm running? I already forgot. I'm running a 205/45/16, okay? And I'm running that squared. So 205/45/16. I've got it tucked down a little bit, like I said, right around like a finger gap in the rear, a little less than a full finger gap in the front. You know, very scientific for that height, but that's kind of where I'm running. We'll see, because I want to run a different front lip and probably a splitter. So we'll see how low that brings me, and you know, whether or not I'm going to keep having fun or, you know, drop it down even lower. We'll see. But let me grab this off of here and let me show you guys. Let me show you guys those. Oh, already lost me again. Let me show you guys those rotors, because those rotors, like, they looked kind of bad on the car, but then when I took them off and like started like inspecting them, they were even worse. Here, let me flip you guys around. All right, let me throw a little light on this. I'll show you guys. But look, so this is on the inside of this one. Look at the stress cracks. You can see the actual stress cracks in it. So on the rears of the EK9, they're a non-vented rotor. So they're just a solid piece right here. Kind of the same as like an S2000. Same kind of idea setup. So these are what was in the rear. Now, the thing with these, on the other side, let me see if I can get this thing to balance for me. There we go. So, like, I don't see any stress cracks on this one, but as you run your finger over it, like, it is super grooved, and then on the end it's got a lip. So these are just a set of rotors that had a ton of time put on them. Oh, look. Okay, so that's pad. Any stress cracks? This one I don't think has stress cracks, but it has like a really nasty lip on it. So they definitely were done. Like, so same thing is going to happen in the front, and then like I said, I'm also going to do the brake flush, because you know, it doesn't matter if the person you got it from before, you know, had this, you know, and said, oh, I did this, or I did these brakes, or I did that. Do it yourself. Just trust me, do it yourself. So let me show you. We're going to walk past the rear over here. I'll show you guys a little bit. So, I mean, what do you guys think? You guys like this? So, I don't know. I always like a little extra height. I'm not a like super dumped out static usually look on my cars. You know, I like that performance, but this is right out like one finger gap right here. And then as we come up to the front, this one right here is like just under a finger gap. You got to kind of angle it to get the finger in there. So now let me ask you guys, because I've seen a couple different ways. So I got to do center caps. This one's funny because this actually on this side looks a little yellow, and that's because of the J's right here. I got to go to this side. It bothers me. So all right. So this is what I was going to ask you guys. So right, what do you guys think? Oh, zoom you guys out. There we go. Having a hard time. What do you guys think about the center caps? Should we do white? So they make a white with a silver, so it looks just kind of like this. So like white and silver, white with a silver outline, or they make black, and they make like a black on black, or they do a black on silver. Because I've seen them both ways, and I really like them both ways. Because so you got lug nuts, everything else, all of that's black. I did basically all the hardware in black. So a black center cap will actually look good. But you guys, let me know what you think. White center caps or black center caps, or you know what I was thinking about doing, and you know, it's just, you gotta have fun with your stuff, is do a set of whites on one side and then do a set of black center caps on the other side. And then just run it and see which one I like, see what everybody likes, and see if anybody even notices. You know, it's kind of like running two different sets of wheels. You know, like at first you don't notice that the left side's different than the right side. So I don't know, maybe I'll run them both ways. But you guys, let me know what you think. If you've had a set of like black center caps versus white center caps on a set of white wheels, which ones you like better. That's gonna be it. So next time around, we'll finish up this ceramic coat. I've already put the ceramic coat on. I just need to put the top coat on, which is the XO version 5. So I got to put that on, and then once that's on, that's it. It's done. It's ready to go. So at most, I might have a little window treatment stuff to do, but like it's done. So I'll be driving it. I'll be taking it out. Hopefully spring kicks in and we're done with all this winter weather stuff. No more snow for the year, hopefully, and I can start bringing this out to shows and meeting up with you guys. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you like the little update, little suspension, you know, adjustment. Get this thing riding right the way it's supposed to. And that's going to be it for tonight. So I'll see you guys on the next one. We'll start getting back to this cars and coffee stuff. Like I said, winter's just about done, so we're going to start ramping back up. I got stuff coming up this weekend, and my calendar's starting to like fill for weekends. So if you guys have anything you think I should come out to, let me know. Drop me a comment, throw it in my DM, and I'll try and put it on the calendar and come out. So I've had a bunch already. You guys have really like been looking out for me and been like, oh, hey, you should come to this. Oh, hey, this has got this, you know, and I try and respond to everybody. I try and throw it on my calendar. So if it fits and I can make it out, I'm definitely going to try. So I'll see you guys. We'll get going, and we'll keep having fun. All right. I'll see you guys at the next one. Thanks.